insurance, manufacturing, and real estate development. Martinez commented, "We have a long-term investment plan in the Federation and are extremely pleased to complete the purchase of the Ocean Terrace Inn Hotel with Earl and the wonderful team at TDC. Our beautiful new boutique hotel, MSR Hotels St. Kitts, will offer an exciting hub of creativity for our clients and film partners, will be enjoyed by tourists exploring the island's gorgeous beaches, and will also create new jobs and career opportunities in the Federation. We want to thank the government for their dedication and support to help make this deal happen." Earl Kelly, CEO of TDC Limited, added, "We are very pleased to have finally successfully executed this deal for MSR Hotels and Company to acquire the OTI Hotel and in the process create a home for MSR Media, which is doing a great job in establishing our federation as a location for filmmaking in the Caribbean. The publicity that our twin islands have already received and can potentially receive in the future augurs well for our tourism industry and the country as a whole. We wish MSR Group well and look forward to further strengthening our relationship for our mutual benefit and the development of the Federation." Since coming to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis a year and a half ago, MSR Media has produced a number of films in the Federation and promised an additional 35 movies over 5 years, making St. Kitts and Nevis a top filmmaking destination in the region. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
In the December budget sitting of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Assembly, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew spoke of several instances of corrupt practices carried out under the Dr. Timothy Harris-led Team Unity government, indicating that investigations are continuing and several schemes involving millions of dollars have occurred. The Prime Minister spoke of corrupt practices based on the discoveries made that were taking place in several ministries of government.
Madam Speaker, when you look at the procurement and selecting people, and when you look at how the process was gone about, even the persons who signed don't even know that they are responsible for paying the people. So when people come into the government asking for the rest of their pay, and you pull the document and you recognize all the laws were violated, and you tell them, go to the person who signed that paper to get your money, they think you are joking. But the truth is, they may not have even known that they was in such violations. And so here they have signed a paper, but the person who instructed them has not signed anything, and leave you totally exposed to the law. You are breaking the law, and we saw millions of dollars being lost as a result. $14 million spent on the Bastille High School and nothing to show.
What do you mean, dirt deal?
Well, dirt deal. $14 million. Madam Speaker, I found in my own ministry a ring of illegal marriages. After they get a certificate of marriage, in the electoral office for ID, citizenship, certificate of citizenship, and then they're gone for their ID. Once they go for their ID, Madam Speaker, they are paid a certain sum of money included and an electoral list to vote. Who is the Minister of National Security? He needs to answer. He's absent, not even to respond to the budget. Coward! He needs to accept these responsibilities and respond. Going down the drain, Madam Speaker, so we uncovered that. We uncovered the fake marriages, and also they had a visa ring that was running. They had no audit of the bank for about 2 to 3 years. And when you ask, why is the bank not audited, they said, well, COVID. All the other banks are audited in St. Kitts, except one bank. So COVID was only over the development bank. Yes. No other bank had COVID. Madam Speaker, I can't speak too much to the bank because we are looking deep into the bank. Madam Speaker, in my own ministry, Ministry of Health, one security company, how many millions, AG?
10.7, I think.
$10.7 million. Up the hospital, sometimes the nurses say, you got more guards on shift than nurses.
According to statements made by Prime Minister Drew in Parliament, the legacy of the former Prime Minister could be one dominated by unethical practices. Glenn Bart reporting for SK News.
When you're looking to sell, buy, rent, or manage a property, your answer has to be Diamond Real Estate and Management St. Kitts, Dreams. They provide oversight of real estate and physical property in St. Kitts and Nevis, perform regular maintenance, utility payments, and safety checks to ensure your property is well kept. Dreams manages and optimizes your rental listing, recruits tenants, and much more. Looking to sell that parcel of land or property, or dreaming of owning your own? Trust Dreams under the leadership and experience of its CEO, Velma Merchant. Many can attest to her professionalism and customer service. Diamond Real Estate Management St. Kitts. Call 663-7326 or visit their office at 15 Shadwell Industrial Estate, making your real estate dreams come true. The holiday season is approaching, and now is the time to get the message out about your business. SK Newsline introduces special advertising rates for the Christmas season with our Christmas specials. You can advertise on SK Newsline Newscast or send special holiday greetings to the general public with our Christmas greetings on both SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio at affordable prices. Call our marketing department for more information, 665-7496, or email advertising@sknnewsline.com. 'Tis the season to be jolly, so enjoy our Christmas specials at SK Newsline. Promote your business the effective way this holiday season.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips. Nestled between evergreen mountains and the Caribbean Sea on the island of St. Kitts is the Mill House Guest House and Convention Center. With breathtaking views, a rugged, beautiful shoreline, and immaculate manicured gardens make this the perfect location for your holiday, event, or wedding. With a large convention center, apartments with balconies providing stunning views, and a secluded cottage for larger family groups or honeymooning couples looking for some privacy. We have something for everyone. Book your stay at www.millhouseskn.com or visit our Facebook page, the Mill House Guest House and Convention Center, an oasis of tranquility.
Speaking in the National Assembly recently, Congress Maynard, Minister with responsibility for public utilities, disclosed that the country is facing a national water crisis. Maynard disclosed the country is producing 5.6 million gallons of water per day from ground and surface sources with a storage capacity of 7.5 million gallons, but he warned that demand outstrips current production.
After many years of insufficient attention being paid to our water resources, we are now facing a national water crisis. St. Kitts and Nevis is considered a water-scarce country based on the UN definition of countries with less than 100 cubic meters or 220,000 gallons per capita of renewable water resources a year. While our present production capacity is 5.6 million gallons per day, our present demand is approximately 6.6 to 7 million gallons of water per day, resulting in a deficit of up to 1.4 million gallons per day. Consequently, with the demand greater than production, the Water Services Department is unable to provide 24-hour water supply service in certain areas of St. Kitts. This, in turn, has resulted in the need for the rationing of our water supply. To compound the issue further,
Our projected demand for 2025, less than 3 years away, is 8.7 million gallons per day, which would represent a deficit of 3.1 million gallons a day based on present capacity to supply.
According to Maynard, improved infrastructural activity have led to the demand increase. He lamented, however, that over the past 7 years, very little was done to address the looming water crisis, and the aquifer is being depleted faster than it is being replenished.
The result is that we are now seeing the signs of saltwater intrusion as our freshwater levels are getting dangerously low. Additionally, as the earth continues to warm due to climate change, we see that our seawater levels are rising, which will resultantly compromise our freshwater table. Thus, I am advised to warn that if saltwater intrusion is allowed to persist because of over-extraction of our wells, our aquifers could be condemned for decades. Let me repeat that again. As we continue to take too much water out of our aquifer because we have nowhere else to get the water, it is coming dangerously close to the bottom where saltwater intrusion will happen. And salt water will come in to replace the fresh water. Because it's all connected, the sea, underneath St. Kitts, through the rocks, everything is connected. But salt water is heavier than fresh water, so it stays to the bottom. But if we're taking out all of our fresh water, then saltwater intrusion can happen. I am advised that once that happens, our well, which was our renewable source, will be condemned for decades.
Maynard said the situation is being addressed, but the urgent need is for water conservation by residents and commercial entities. Glenn Butt reporting for SK Newsline.
Takayla Hart Johnson of Virgiles High School won the Miss Republic Bank National Talented Teen Competition Tuesday night at the Warner Park. The highly anticipated show, which had one of the largest turnouts for a Sugar Mass 51 event so far, lived up to the billing as Takayla took the ambassadorial speech category, ambassadorial costume, performing talent, and onstage interview categories. Teenage evening wear went to Michaela Martin of Miss Immaculate Conception Catholic School, ICCS. First runner-up is Miss Washington Archibald High School, Kajoy Isaac. Second runner-up, Miss Clarence Fitzroy Brand College, CFBC, Malia Erskine. And third runner-up, Michaela Martin of ICCS. Here are some highlights of Takayla's performance.
Can beauty come out of ashes?
Coral reefs should be protected as they provide economic, scientific, and environmental value to our country. Why and how would you encourage other young people to preserve and protect our coral reefs? I repeat, coral reefs should be protected as they provide economic, scientific, and environmental value to our country. Why and how would you encourage other young people to preserve and protect our coral reefs?
As a resident of a fishing village, Oldwood, I feel compelled to protect coral reefs as pollution and boat anchors have adversely affected over 60% of them globally. Coral reefs bolster economies by creating jobs, sustain food chains, and act as carbon sinks that counter climate change. Therefore, I would advise my peers to advocate for marine laws, protective marine pacts, and use education to mitigate coral reef degradation. I believe that using social media like My Heart to Heart with Takayla Instagram page to educate others about the environmental, ecological, and economic values of reefs would make persons more informed leading to more environmentally sound practices. The ocean is crying. Let us have a heart-to-heart conversation and engage in coral reef preservation.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline. When you're looking to sell, buy, rent, or manage a property, your answer has to be Diamond Real Estate and Management St. Kitts, Dreams. They provide oversight of real estate and physical property in St. Kitts and Nevis, perform regular maintenance, utility payments, and safety checks to ensure your property is well kept. Dreams manages and optimizes your rental listing, recruits tenants, and much more. Looking to sell that parcel of land or property, or dreaming of owning your own? Trust Dreams under the leadership and experience of its CEO, Velma Merchant. Many can attest to her professionalism and customer service. Diamond Real Estate Management St. Kitts. Call 663-7326 or visit their office at 15 Shadwell Industrial Estate, making your real estate dreams come true. The holiday season is approaching, and now is the time to get the message out about your business. SK Newsline introduces special advertising rates for the Christmas season with our Christmas specials. You can advertise on the SK Newsline Newscast or send special holiday greetings to the general public with our Christmas greetings on both SK Newsline and Voice to the Camera. Call our marketing department for more information, 665-7496, or email advertising@sknnewsline.com. 'Tis the season to be jolly, so enjoy our Christmas specials at SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio and promote your business the effective way this holiday season.
Online radio has never been this great. It's Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. Tune into Voice of the Caribbean Radio for great Caribbean programs, news, entertainment, sports, and current affairs. Wake up each morning and be inspired with One Day at a Time with Kim Huey. Stay abreast with news across the Caribbean and internationally with the Caribbean News Hour, and be in shows like Reggaeville, Caribbean Classics, and Jive Music Show. Visit our website, Android mobile app, or listen us on TuneIn Radio. There is so much more on Voice of the Caribbean Radio, reaching the Caribbean and beyond. Check website or app for program schedule.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastille, St. Kitts. Bring your car wash for marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastille, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one. If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center in Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guesthouse Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guesthouse and Convention Center to book your next event on Civil Place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts, making your event memorable.
As the Criminal Investigation Department CID is recording an overall reduction in serious crimes, several ranks from the department were awarded for their hard work this year. Crime Chief Assistant Commissioner Wendell Blanham, during remarks at the awards ceremony on Tuesday, spoke about the importance of CID and its decentralized units in crime fighting.
During the year 2022, all of the specialized units of the Criminal Investigation Department continue to collaborate, to network, and to provide support to the 12 regional offices These specialized units are responsible, inter alia, the maintenance of the current crime statistics, the investigation of serious uncomplicated cases of murder, the investigation of cybercrime offences, trafficking in persons, fraud offences, narcotics offences, juvenile offences, just to name a few.
The crime chief also revealed the department's notable achievement for this year.
122 murders, and this is the third lowest number of murders recorded over a 10-year period. More importantly, our detection or clear-up rate for murder is at an all-time high. That is 80.3%. You can get yourselves a round of applause.
The Ghana Police Force is also recording an overall 19% decrease in serious crimes for 2022. Over a 10-year period, the lowest recorded break and enter and larceny was recorded this year with 467, and the highest being in 2013 with 1,692. This year, the CID is reporting the third highest cocaine seizure in a 5-year period with 494 kg of cocaine, and the highest ganja seizure this year for the same period with 789 kg. The CID also managed to remove 78 illegal firearms from circulation. Crime Chief Blanham said the focus for 2023 is greater emphasis on technology, training, recruitment, and partnership to identify and disrupt criminal groups. Sergeant Kester Cosbert from Major Crime Investigation Unit is this year's Best Cop, while woman Corporal Marlene Rodney is the runner-up Best Cop for CID. She is stationed at the Trafficking in Person Unit. Special awards were also handed out to police legal advisors Mandel Moore and Delon Fraser, government pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh, and Director of Public Prosecution Shalimar Ali Haq. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Isanella Patwo.
Influenza deaths among Canadian kids are running higher this year than in typical flu seasons. Some provinces are slow to report it, and this, experts say, is dangerous. Influenza rarely kills children in Canada. Over the past decade, there have never been more than 13 deaths in a year from the flu among those aged 19 or younger, and the pre-pandemic yearly average was 9, according to Public Health Agency of Canada. Yet only a few weeks into this flu season, 11 deaths have already been reported among children and teens across the country. Over in St. Louis, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs reported a total of 10 new cases of COVID-19, a stark reminder that COVID isn't finished yet. National epidemiologist Dr. profited the opportunity to remind St. Lucians that during the festive season, other respiratory infections, especially the influenza months, are already on the rise. She pointed to COVID-19 protocols which could still be employed to stem the current rise in infections.
These everyday actions include: make time to update your COVID-19 and influenza vaccines. Remember to wash your hands and avoid. If you are ill, please remain at home and don't transmit to others this season.
Chief Environmental Health Officer Parker Ragnanan warned against purchasing food that may be contaminated and stressed the importance of storing fresh food at the right temperature.
Purchase fresh meats that have been inspected and stamped at the correct holding temperatures at all times, and practice good personal hygiene.
Missing that this advice will not be ignored. For the DBS News World, I am Don Nicholas.
Now, the Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has apologised for the role that the Netherlands had. Rutte also said that slavery must be recognised in the clearest terms as a crime against humanity. He said slavery caused, as he put it, untold suffering for untold numbers of people, which continued in the lives of people today. Well, our correspondent Anna Holligan joins us from The Hague. And Anna, we saw in the last hour that apology being made, but obviously not without controversy.
Not without controversy indeed, but actually Mark Rutte went much further than many people had expected with this. He said the silence had gone on for too long and acknowledged that until recently, he didn't think there was any need to apologize for this slavery legacy. And what we heard today from him speaking inside the National Archives, surrounded by this history, which he said you can't argue with the facts, he said it was a painful, ugly, and downright embarrassing time. This slavery system amounted to a crime against humanity. And he went into some of the numbers as well, which really give you an indication of just how horrific this was. So he talked about between 1814 up until slavery was abolished he said by 1814, more than 600,000 enslaved Africans had been shipped in deplorable conditions, wrenched from their families by Dutch slave traders. He also mentioned in Asia, between 660,000 and over 1 million people were traded by the Dutch East India Company. And all of this, of course, was mandated by the Dutch government, which is why Mark Rutte has taken these steps to apologise today. But you mentioned the controversy. A lot of people in the affected communities, the descendants of the enslaved, had asked for him to apologise on the 1st of July 2023, which will mark the 160th anniversary of the Dutch Emancipation Act.
Yeah, and yet here we are in December. So that's one thing that's upset people. Question around all of this is reparation. Any kind of mention of that or decisions around that?
Actually, no, and that's something that may come in the days ahead. He did talk about the issue about the day, the chaos and confusion he has been accused of ignoring those voices with echoes of colonialism. He said actually he wanted to get this done this year, so next year everyone could focus on the commemorations. He also mentioned, interestingly, that the Dutch king, Willem-Alexander, will be present at the commemorations, Ketty Kotti it's called, the release of chains on the 1st of July 2023. And that may be the moment that the king will also apologise. And of course, all of this is happening and may lead to other European countries taking similar steps. It may encourage others to consider their colonial legacies, because these words from Mark Rutte are really quite striking, given the polarisation we see in Dutch society today, and also just the fact that so many people here were still against this apology being issued, almost half of the Dutch population. The other thing that Mark Rutte mentioned that's quite notable is he said the centuries of oppression and exploitation still have an effect today in racist stereotypes, patterns of exclusion and social inequality. And he said to break those patterns, we have to face up to the past openly and honestly. And I think that will be the real challenge for Dutch society now.
Anna, thank you so much for bringing us up to date there.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, seen hips in the frontline town of Bakhmut on Tuesday, hadn't officially left his embattled country since Russia's invasion nearly 10 months ago. But the war comes at a critical time. Russia continues to target energy infrastructure, causing millions of people to endure rolling blackouts and freezing winter temperatures. Ukrainian military officials point to the ongoing joint Russia-Belarus military exercises as evidence that Moscow is preparing for a winter offensive, possibly targeting Kyiv. The US is expected to announce another $2 billion worth of assistance, and a bill currently before Congress would give Ukraine an additional $40 billion for 2023. There's also speculation it may supply Ukraine with the highly sophisticated Patriot missile air defense system, despite concerns among some US officials that supplying Patriots may push Moscow to escalate.
I think he's less concerned about Congress than we were, three months ago. It looks like Congress is going to continue the same policies toward Ukraine. On weapons in particular, Republicans are solid. Where Republicans are not solid and where I'm worried is budget support. And this is the category of money. It's billions of dollars that taxpayers are giving to make sure that the Ukrainian state stays afloat. And that is controversial among Republicans.
The White House says Zelensky's visit underscores the commitment as long as it takes. President Zelensky says the monthly costs for defending his country is around $5 billion. But standing side by side with President Biden in Washington and the expected announcement of billions of dollars more in aid will be a very powerful signal to Vladimir Putin indeed. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera, Kyiv.
MSCR Old Road United Jets is one of the youngest team in the SKNFA Premier League, yet they are one of the teams showing much promise. They punch way above their weight and are coached by football mastermind Alexis Morris. After 2 seasons with the team, Morris, who has a good track record working with younger players, took Old Road from a regular demotion-threatened team to playoff contenders. The long break in the season due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the untimely departure of one of their star players in Kwani Williams, who got an opportunity to professionally play abroad, may have hindered Old Road's chances of qualifying for the playoffs. Williams finished the season as one of the top scorers in the league. Finishing 8th with 24 points after 6 wins, 6 draws and 10 losses is good for a team that previously had an even worse record in the Premier Division. With Morris's continued nurturing and football philosophy, Old Road is a team to look out for in the 2023 football season.
Welcome to the SKN Newsline Weather Report. I am Janil Boone. Here is a look at the forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. For a more detailed weather report, visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com.